A very good morning to everyone. In today's class, I'm going to explain you about the different types of construction estimates. In the last class, I've explained you about the estimation. What is the difference between estimation and an estimate, and what is the duties and a role of a quantity surveying. So now in this class, I'm going to explain you about the different types of estimates. So as you all know, like estimate is a rough estimate which is nothing but taking out the quantities and knowing the budget of the project beforehand, and so that anyways owner will be taking care of all those things. So I don't want to discuss all those things as of now. I've discussed the definition of estimation. So in the same manner, today we'll be discussing about the different types of estimates. In the different types of estimate, the first type of estimate is approximate estimate. What is the approximate estimate? It is also called as the preliminary estimate. In this preliminary estimate, it is generally the initial stage of the project where the estimates are taken out and given to the owner. Owner is nothing but the client, because if the estimates are given to the owner, based on that, the total amount of the cost for the project will be known beforehand, and based on the funds, the owner can give a kickstart to the project. If he is not having the sufficient funds, then he can go for like taking the loan from the banks and all, and by submitting all the documents, and after getting the approval from the bank, after attaining all the rules and regulations and all, then the owner will be getting an approval of the bank loan. Then he can start up the construction work. So generally, for an example, if you will take any small house or any residential buildings or duplex villas, so for that anyways the structural engineer will be giving you the drawing. Based on the drawing, you will be calculating the estimates. That is the rough estimate, or you can call it as an accurate estimate also, because this estimates will be known only after the completion of the execution of the construction work. So based on that, you will be knowing the approximate estimate. And approximate estimate is generally the units will be in the cubic meter or meter square. So this is about approximate estimate. The second one is plinth area estimate. See, plinth area estimate is very simple. Plinth area estimate can be achieved by multiplying the plinth area. What is a plinth area? That is plinth length multiplied by plinth width. Length into width multiplied by the plinth rate. This plinth rate will be available in the bill of quantities. So whatever the owner and the group of representatives around the table, they have discussed and they have prepared a bill of quantities. So based on that, they have fixed some rates. So based on the bill of quantities, that plinth area rate you can take, and you can take the plinth area dimensions. So plinth area dimensions multiply the plinth area will give you the plinth area estimate. In general, it is defined as plinth area estimate is equal to plinth area into plinth area rate. So as you all know very well, what is the plinth area? Length into width is nothing but the plinth area, and plinth area rate, as I told you, that plinth area rate directly you can take from the bill of quantities, or you can also have a mathematical formula, that is total cost of the previous building by total plinth area of the building. So based on this, you'll be getting the plinth area estimate. As you can see a small example in the form of the figure. So this is the plinth area estimate. Like in that, you can see what is the floor area of the building, what is the internal shafts, and what is the area of that particular floor from the slab level to the ground floor. So based on that, you can just see an example. So this is the plinth area estimate. Now moving on to the cubic content estimate. See, cubic content estimate is very easy. Cubical contents. What are the cubical contents? The dimensions, length into breadth into depth, and the units of length is meter, and the unit of breadth is meter, and the unit of depth is meter. So meter multiplied by meter will give you the cubic meter. So this is the cubical content estimate. How, in short, like volume, or for an example, if you are going for the we are going for the calculation of an estimate. Now let us say you are going for the calculation of excavation area. So what is the excavation area? Length into breadth into the depth. So length, breadth, depth all together, if you are multiplying it, it is in the form of the cubical content. So whatever the cubical content dimensions are there, that multiplied by the cubic rate will give you the cubic content estimate. Generally, one small example is like volume of the building, in that you are taking the plinth area. As you know very well what is a plinth area, in the above slide I have explained you about the plinth area is given by length into breadth multiplied by total height of the building from the top floor to the top roof. This will give you the volume of the building, and unit cubic rate is given by the same formula mathematically, as I told you. Like you can see in the previous formula, total cost of the previous building by total plinth area of the building. In the same manner, in the cubical content also you will be having the same thing, only except one different minor changes: total volume of that building. Instead of this total plinth of that building, you are just taking the total volume of the building. And as you all know that what is the volume of the building, it is given by the mathematical formula. Now moving on to the next is annual repair estimate and special repair estimate. See, annual repair estimate is like once in a year you will be going for the calculation of the estimate. Example, whitewash. Example, painting works. Example, flooring works. Example, plastering works. Or example, any kind of a patchwork or any kind of repair work. So all this area will be coming under the annual repair estimate and the special repair estimate. For an example, if any festival like Ramzan, Bakri, Dashera, Diwali, for that point of time different religions will be going for the different area estimates. Like for repair, mostly they'll be going for whitewashing works, mostly they'll be going for the painting works, and mostly wherever the patchwork is required, they'll be going for the patchwork. So it's nothing but just the annual maintenance. I mean, based on that particular festival also, from this year to next year, next year to next year. So likewise, like they are going for the annual repair or maintenance. So this is called as the annual repair estimate or special repair estimate. Now moving on to revised estimate. See, revised estimate is generally in the bill of quantities, as mentioned earlier. Before starting the construction work, they'll be signing in and they'll be entering into the contract by satisfying the terms and conditions by the owner. So based on that, on the agreed terms, the contractor will be agreeing to do the work. And once as year is passing on, the contractor will be claiming for the revision of the rates as mentioned in the contract document. So based on the agreed sanctioned terms and conditions, even the owner also will be giving the sanction to the contractor. Once after completion of 1 year, again they'll be sitting around the table and they'll be discussing about the bill of quantities and all, and they'll be discussing about some particular construction items where they can revise the rates. So generally it can be revision can be take place in the form of enhancement to 5% or more than that. That depends upon completely on the owner, that is the client. So based on that, the estimates are revised of any particular items like cement. If you'll take cement, if you'll take fine aggregate, if you'll take coarse aggregate, if you'll take painting works, if you'll take flooring works, or if you'll take RCC works. So like that, whatever like estimate you want to go, again based on the enhancement in the materials, again the estimates will be revised. It will be increasing, not decreasing. Now next is supplementary estimate. Supplementary estimate is, in short, I can say you is supplementary estimate is the additional estimate. Generally, for an example, if a person is going to gym and he is very lean, in order to grow his muscles, what he'll be taking, he'll be hiring a coach, a gym coach, and he'll be guiding that client. And based on the requirement, they have to pay the fees. And also what the gym coach will be doing, he'll be saying like you have to take supplements or you have to take proteins. If you'll take additional drugs and all, what happens within 3 months or 6 months, in a span of 3 to 6 months, your personality will be completely changed. So that is like you're taking a supplement. So in the same manner, and the supplementary estimates is the additional works which are encountered during the execution of the construction work is called as a supplementary estimate. So now detailed estimate. As you know very well what is a detailed estimate. detail estimate as it mentioned in the contract documents, in which like you'll be preparing all the estimates in detail, where you'll be finding all the construction items from the substructure to structure to superstructure to finishing. So whatever all the construction items which you're going for it, I mean you'll be going for in one abstract format, in a detailed manner, where all the activities are inserted in a particular tabular form, as you can see, in the form of serial number, description, quantity, unit, rate, amount. So let us say item number 1 is my excavation, item number 1 is my serial number 1, description is my excavation work, quantity let us say I'm taking 5000, unit cubic meter, rate I told you per cubic meter of excavation is around 9 rupees. So unit I'm writing multiplied by amount, so total quantity multiplied by rate will give you the amount. Unit is not, per is nothing but unit, whether it can be 2 numbers, whether it can be 3 numbers, or whether it can be 4 numbers, or whether it can be 5 numbers. So likewise you'll be calculating the quantity multiplied by amount will quantity multiplied by the rate will give you the amount. So likewise second item again detail estimate going for PCC work, third item is going for RCC work, fourth item is going for the DPC work, fifth item is going for the painting work, sixth item is going for the brick work, seventh item is going for the plastering work. So likewise you'll be writing all the construction items in the form of description and quantity, whatever the site, like say engineers they are measuring the quantity physically and they are giving you the dimensions, unit multiplied by rate will give you the complete amount. That as I told you, like rates are already fixed by the client, and as well as like owner, contractor will also be participating, and based on the mutually agreed terms and conditions, contractor and owner will be entering into an document. So and also in detail estimate they'll be working out different construction items, different quantities will be there, the entire construction work from the starting initial stage to the finishing stage, whatever the construction activities that are coming under this clause. So each and every item's detailed estimate is taken, and the probable cost of the construction will be known with the help of the detailed estimates. And this can also be done in the form of one kind of a pro forma, that is a measurement sheet. As you can see this measurement sheet, this is one pro forma, this is one pro forma. Anyways, in this pro forma if you'll see, you'll be get confused, so best to follow, it's better to follow this pro forma. So with this we have completed our topic, different types of estimate, and this topic is very important as per the internal and external point of view. Okay, thank you.